All right, y'all. So in this video, I'm going to get these lights brighter real quick, and then we're gonna start. Um, I'm gonna say this too while I'm alive. My microphone is way over here, but I don't know if it's picking up from the microphone or the webcam's microphone. If you hear me louder than usual, it's from the webcam. But either way, you're gonna hear me most high willing. Wow, some spirits in here. Jeez. Wow. Oh man, it's a lot of little things I just saw. Anyway, so most high willing, they're good. But we're going to be talking about interpreting dreams. I want to talk about how you can learn to do it. Maybe you already know. Maybe you're better than I am at it. Maybe you didn't know I could do it. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about some of these dreams I've had in the past, and I'm just going to read some of these dreams. Most of these dreams are only my important dreams. If they're not important in a supernatural affecting way, then you won't hear it, or I don't write it down. And I've started doing this from I can't even remember, but it was just this one dream that bugged me so bad. I think I wrote it down. It was when I was in the world, and I was trying to. Well, I wanted to get my life on the right track, but I was in the world. I couldn't do it yet. I was undecided. I was in the middle. I was lukewarm, right? Um, so I got a bunch of dreams here, and I'm not going to be able to read them all, but all right, let's go. So I got dreams going all the way back to 2018, not that long ago. Some of them not even dated, but I did find one interesting. So some things that might come from this topic is how you interpret dreams, analyze them, find out what they mean or can mean, and let's see what else. You're going to learn about how you can fight demons in dreams and in reality, but definitely dreams. So those are some of the things that's going to happen, and I'm super hot. Okay. Man, I can't get this temperature balance for me, but whatever. Okay, so this one right here is from 2018. Now, I want to actually get another one first. I'm not going to start at the beginning, but I'm going to start with this one because I was reading this one before I started this video, and I was like, okay, I should do it. And this is the only topic that I thought I should do today and yesterday. Dreams. This was the hottest feeling that I felt, and not only just dreams, but how you interpret them. So we just put it all together in supernatural dreams. So this dream is from 7/10/2018, and I only have about an essay of stuff written down. So this one says, I controlled this dream. Now at this point, this is where I was at, and these are the things I've learned and the powers I was able to use from the Most High in these dreams at this point. So it says I controlled this dream. Well, this part of my dream, I flew up. So one, I was able to control this part of my dream. I was able to fly. And let's go. It says so I flew up, and something big approached me, like gigantic like a gigantic ship, like the Titanic. So keep that in mind, and keep in mind how heavy that ship was. And then it says I watched it come near, and as it got in reaching distance, I put my arm towards it. So I'm gonna try to act this out. I'm gonna put my arm out here, and or towards the ship, right? So I put my arm towards it and pushed it backwards. So I wonder how that went. Like just push it backwards, I suppose. I haven't. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. It says nor touching it. So I pushed it backwards without touching it. Oh, I said never touch it. Wow, never touching it. My bad. It looked like nor, but sorry. While never touching it, and I waited for it to move backwards. So basically, what I did is I did either a movement, like I pushed it backwards, or with my hand, or a thought in my mind. And I wanted it to move back, and I had faith that it was going to happen, so I waited for it to happen. And so it says after that, where is that? Waited for it to move backwards, and it did. And oh, sorry, it flew back so far in the air, it became smaller. Then I flew away, and I flew higher, straight up, but was mindful not to go into heaven, the highest heavens anyway. So, or break through the firmament. I was mindful because I know that's dangerous to do from previous experiences. You can have a heart attack in your dream. So be careful. Anyway, so where was I at? So I was mindful not to go into heaven. So I stopped at a certain height. Then I saw two hawks. They flew with me, and I enjoyed this. And I also said something I wanted. Then there was two humans flying with us. So it was five of us total. Two humans, two hawks, and me. We were all flying. At first it was just me, then it was two hawks, and we flew together and I enjoyed it. Then two humans joined. And remember, we're all flying though, that's supernatural. That's the most highest powers, right? So then, or it's a supernatural power. And let's keep going. Then it says, but the hawks were gone. So after a while, the hawks were gone. It was just me and these two humans. And I also wrote, and wait. Let me read it all together. But the hawks were gone, and angels replaced them. So two humans, two spirits, and me. I think I need to rewrite that because I think the two humans were the two spirits, but that's how I wrote it, y'all. This was a long time ago. I'm trying to read it, but so the way I interpreted was those two humans, if I'm correct, was spirits. That's how I interpreted that. If I'm not correct, if I'm just saying that right. So that was one of my dreams. And sometimes some dreams that you think are just stupid can have a good meaning if you just analyze it. And what I mean by analyzing it, just think about it, reflect on it, like study it, and try to figure out what could it mean. Like write it down and try to interpret it. You might not do too well at first, but over time you can do better and better. So I did want to get a scripture in here, and this is the reason that I'm not gonna go into any dreams or all dreams because all dreams aren't beneficial to even like what's the word for it? Put our heart on. So I'm not even gonna focus on all of them. This is going to come from Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapters 34, 1 through 7. And I'm just going to go to my website and get this image that I made of it. And I think I called it the dream study. I haven't seen it in a while, but I think that's what I called it. So I'm going to share that screen and we'll read that and then we'll keep going. I'll try to make this video somewhat brief a lot because I don't want to cause people to get bored. So let me share the screen and video file, share screen. Okay. Now, you can just go to this chapter and read it yourself, but I'm gonna just pull it up this way. Where's my website? Right here. Okay. All right. So we're in images, and this is where I used to do a lot of image studies and stuff like that. I haven't done this in a while. So I'm gonna just scroll down to where it's at. It might be in the middle, maybe. I'm not sure. There's something from Ecclesiastes. Oh, that's Ecclesiastes, not. Is that it? No. See, I got a lot of these. Should be, there it is. Okay, so we got the dream study. I picked this certain translation because the way it works, it's just pretty good compared to other translations of it. So verse 1 in Sirach 34, 1 through 7, it says, foolish people are deceived by vain hopes. Remember, vain can be a synonym for pointless. So another way of saying it, foolish people are deceived or tricked by pointless hopes or pointless beliefs. And dreams get them all excited. Keep that in mind, right? People have a dream, they wake up thinking based on a dream something's going to come to pass and it doesn't. And it can cause them to believe in a false vision. But let's keep going. Verse 2. A person who pays any attention at all to dreams is like someone who tries to catch shadows. Now think about when you were little and you were outside, maybe you were playing around and you saw your shadow reflect from the light. the street lights at night, and you were trying to step on it or step on your friends or whoever is, you're trying to chase it or catch it, grab at it, you couldn't. It was all just pointless. But you know what I mean. At least the catching at a shadow, you can't catch a shadow. It's verse 2 from the beginning. It says, a person who pays any attention at all to dreams is like someone who tries to catch shadows or chase the wind. Yeah, you can. Anyway, let's keep going. I'll let y'all think about chasing the wind. It says, what you see in a dream is no more real than the reflection of your face in the mirror, or a mirror, my bad. What is unreal can no more produce something real. Then what is dirty can produce something clean. These are the key verses right here. Well, I mean, the former verses were good too, but these are the main ones I go by or point out. Dreams, divination, and omens are all nonsense. You see in them only what you want to see. That's true to a degree, unless the Most High has sent you the dream. Pay no attention to it. And that's one of the most important verses. And then it says, dreams have misled many people. They put their faith in them only to be disappointed. And I put a note at the bottom saying, if our dreams are not from God, we should not pay them any attention. So that's the verses I wanted to bring out. This is why I don't write all my dreams down. If they're supernatural, I'll pay it attention. But if it's not, I'm just going to give you some examples. I've done it, I think, before in another video. If you have a dream about a family member or somebody that you don't know and you're having sex with them or some sexual stuff going on, but you know in reality that will never happen, that's nonsense. Don't set your heart on that dream. Or if you have a dream and there's some crazy stuff going on that just doesn't make sense, when you wake up, I wouldn't pay that any attention either. But there's some dreams that are idiotic that I've had that mean something. Just to give you an example, like to me, I had a dream a long time ago. My son's mom was in the dream, and I think some kids was in the dream, and it was like a swing or a playground. Maybe it was at the park, or somehow that was in there, and it just seemed stupid. I think it was some steps in the dream, and I think as I was trying to either go up the steps or somehow the steps was disappearing or breaking off or something. It just seemed stupid to me. I'm like, wow, why would I dream about my son's mom? But if I remember right, if that was how it went, I remember just writing it down. Somehow I ended up writing it down. I interpreted it, tried to analyze it, and it had a good meaning. But most of the dreams are stupid. I mean, well, just pointless. So I don't pay any attention to a lot of them. I just know it's a dream and that's it. But the ones that are supernatural, that you can tell are supernatural, like being attacked by an evil spirit, or you got visited by an angel, or the Son of God, or the Most High in your dream, or some sort of world-ending dream, or something that scares you a lot. Like if it's a nightmare or a wake-up call dream, maybe, or something like that, it could be beneficial for you to remember and write down and try to analyze and interpret it. It could have a good meaning. It might not. And if you keep the scriptures in mind that I pointed out, then it will also help you limit what dreams to take to heart. That's what helped me a lot. Well, that's what helps me a lot. So let's get to another dream. I just picked one. So this one was on the top. I like that one. This one seems interesting. I hope it's not sexual. I just looked at it. I want to read this. I can't help it. I saw praying with a woman. I don't have any dreams like this, so I want to see. But it could be sexual. I don't know. So let's go. This is the title was Dream Praying with a Woman. And this was on Thursday, date 8/15/18. 9:52 a.m. So it starts like this. It says, there was a light-skinned woman with her own natural hair, and her lips fit perfectly for mine. This sounds like it could get sexual. But anyway, I saw her I saw her a lot. But one day she was in her bra and panties. Okay, it sounds sexual already. Then I remember being in a place with a little girl, and um, we playful or were playful and happy, something like that. The way I wrote it, a little weird. I don't know, but this is how I wrote it. It says, "And we playful and happy." I don't know if I meant we played and was happy. I don't know, but that's how I wrote it. And we went to the bedroom and got in the bed, and I waited for her to get in. I recall having the thought that others knew she cuddled with me, so I prevented her from getting too close. I think this is my own notes about the dream, trying to interpret right here because I put these little things around it. I think this was the light skinned woman's daughter. So after, oh, so this goes back to the dream now. So after I end up in a church and others are there and a woman was with me, I thought about how others knew her past for showing her body. Okay. And then this might be my, well, this is my note. It says, a stripper maybe? I didn't know. But then I kept writing the dream. So back to the dream, it says, but she was well covered that day when she was in church. So I put a little upside that said modest. And then back to the dream. She walked to me, passing the pastor preaching and others listening. I focused on her and seemed never to have lost sight of her. She comes to me, and I hold her hands, not uttering one word. Knowing what is needed, I lift up our hands towards heaven and look up to the ceiling, and I believe we prayed. And after, I should have wrote this better, but it says, and after embraced her and held her. Okay, I did write it right. She laid her hand on my shoulder and moved side to side. Let's see, patting her on her back while the pastor preached and the people listened. And we never said a word. That's the dream. It's a little weird, but that's the dream. So then I put some notes. Let's see what I said. I got a lot of notes on this one. The notes is the interpretation. So let's see what I got. Okay. I said, I thought she was my woman, no matter what color she was, white, light skinned. I never cared. I cared not what those around me in the church thought. I prayed with her and comforted her. If she is the same lady from the beginning, I don't know. But I don't recall the second lady in the church being light or dark skinned, but white. And neither do, let me start that over, but white. And neither do I recall the little girl being dark or light skinned, but white. So if I was with her, that could have been her daughter. And I put a note that said, that fits. I recall rejecting the light skinned woman, but choosing the white one. Here's my other note. It said, I chose who was covered and not who wasn't. And we prayed and was in a church and had no sex. So that was my note. That's what I observed from that. That was funny. Um, I'm sorry, I haven't read that dream. I don't know if I ever. I don't go back through these dreams and read them a lot, so I don't know if I ever went back and read that. So here's another one from the same year. This is all right. This was from let's see, it was 10:21 a.m. Saturday on some people's Sabbath, and it says the date was 7/21/18. Okay, let's see what we got. It says I was on foot and saw a huge truck driving by and reached out my arm towards it, moved it up in the air because I desired to. Then I saw another truck the same size. I caused that one to go up in the air also. And once they were in the air, they floated It never came down. I moved the second one near the first. Then I saw trees and really wanted to move many. So I had to fly. So I fell toward, I'm sorry, so I fell forward as if I was going to fall on the ground. Oh, I remember that. But didn't. I floated and and then used my left hand to touch the ground and pushed myself upward. And I began ascending. It saw, is that I? I'm sorry, that's I. I saw power lines and they started to bend as I got closer to them. So this reminds me of the Matrix, but anyway, I'm talking about the movie. They started to bend as I got closer to them. I floated right over them, and then I appeared in a wall area, like a room. I should have said walled, but I put wall without the ed at the end, but whatever. Like a room. On the wall was power lines. I thought to float through them, but the thought of being electrocuted bothered me. I was thinking about trying to float through the power lines, I believe. Let's see. But let's keep going. Um, so as I got closer, I imagined the power lines melting. They began melting, turning into grayish lines, very thin. But the time I got to the wall, they did not melt completely. So I moved my hand to right and showing frustration, causing them to move off the wall. Then I think I went through, and here's my notes. Before that dream, I remember killing a turtle. This is horrible right here. It went from dream to dream to dream. So this was the former dream right here. I didn't write this one down because it was terrible. Well, this is probably the only part I remember of it. But it says before that dream, I remember killing a turtle, choking it by the throat. Ain't that crazy? And I cried afterwards because it had done nothing to me. Why did I do that to him? Question mark. Like that's crazy, right? Killing a turtle. Oh man. I like turtles. I don't know. It's a crazy dream. Oh man. So let's see what this dream is. We got three different dreams. Oh, series of dreams. Oh man. Oh, we got the firmament. Okay, cool. That looks scary. I think that's scary. Oh, these are older. Okay, so this is from 2016. I used to have a lot of dreams about being in schools around this time, but I don't think this is one. It could be. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we got we got dreams. By the way, if anybody wants to join me live, you can. I mean, we can hear your dreams. We can try to interpret it, figure it out, or just talk about it, whatever. So we got my first dream, which is really, really short. I don't even know the point of it, but I'm gonna read it. It's only a sentence. It says, I was using powers and I think I made an earthquake by accident. Excuse me. And I was surprised. I think I better learn to control those powers. That's my note. I mean, I'm surprised if that actually happened in a dream, but because that's rare that I can cause an earthquake with the Most High's powers. But let's keep going. My next dream, this was I dated this one 5/11/16, 12. I don't know if it was noon or night. I don't know the exact time. So it says I looked up, then sat down and saw all the clouds dazzling with whitish light, blue lights. Okay, so let me read this all together now. I looked up, then sat down and saw all the clouds dazzling with whitish light blue lights. It surprised me. I think I said, oh my G, or OMG. I knew it was the everlasting's power. When I say that, I mean the Most High. But let's keep going. I looked around and saw most clouds were white, but one was dark. And I think of when the Savior came down and Wait, oh, I didn't read that part altogether. Okay. So let me go back a little bit. I looked around and saw most clouds were white, but one was dark. And I think of when the Savior came down in a cloud. So I prayed. And at this point, I wrote a note that said Ahaya, because at this point I was using that name for the Most High. But so it says, Ahaya, how do I stop sinning? Question mark. It seemed like everything changed. Like, and this is my note, like a code being put into a game. If you've ever played a video game and you put in a code and things change based on the code you enter. But anyway, back to the dream. I waited for a reply from the Most High. Suddenly, a female's voice answered me, say saying multi sentences. I'm sorry, saying multi sentences, but recall, but I recall not. I only remember something about the law, and I put a note, keeping the law. Back to the dream. Additional info. So this could be either a part of the dream or my notes or interpretation. I'm not sure, but I have a little dash right here. It says, after this, I couldn't use any of the highest powers. I tried to fly multi times. I could not move objects with my hands, so I couldn't use any of his powers. Okay, so this is a series of dreams on the Sabbath day. This is 9 days after that dream. Okay. So this is dated 5/20/2016. I was looking in the firmament at night. It was black. The clouds was gray. So it was nighttime, the clouds were gray, sounds like. And then it says, I saw something bright like the moon under the clouds. After a while, it moved across the sky fast. I was shocked and knew it was neither moon nor sun. Later, when the sun was out, I saw a huge face appear in front of me. I could see his eye well. I was shocked and prayed for help. I recall, I recall stepping in a dark room with a light figure. I was thinking to use the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z. um, so I did, even though I heard there's spirits or a spirit with it. I thought it was odd. I tried. That's where it ends. It's that. I don't know I don't know if I wrote the rest of it, but that's the end of it. That was getting deep too. I don't know if I got the rest. I don't even know if I can find it, but is that it? I don't know if this is the rest. Let me see. Fire blowing out of my mouth. What? That's a dream? Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta read this. There is no date for this, but let's see if this is it. I don't know. Let's see what this is. I was at a place running from men, a place I seen by into dreams. So I enter into a room and start climbing up this stony area. Sounds like hell, but let's keep going. It kept breaking in pieces. This reminds me of the Apocalypse of Peter, but let's keep going. But I did not give up. I made it up. Then what is that? Guards? I think that's guards. The way I wrote that G, it looks weird. I'm thinking it's guards. Let's see. Then the guards were at the door blocking me. Yes, guards. Okay, I need to write better G's. That G looked kind of weird. But anyway, then the guards were at the door blocking me. I fought 6 of them, and I began breathing fire out of my mouth. I might have burnt some of them. After traveling through this place, it became more and more demonic. I almost said, what the F? But because I'm trying to think, like, what the F is this place? But anyway, let's keep going. As I was traveling up the stairs, got stairs, uh, there was the gold symbols on the wall. I would move some and wait for a invisible door or something. The second time, something happened. Then I escape or just enter another dream. I arrived to a witch's house. Oh, goodness. Her place was demonic and her food trickery. Reminds me of the Testament of Joseph from the Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs. He was giving some love potion in his food. Anyway, so I said her place was demonic and her food trickery. I mean, tricky, sorry. I breathed fire there also, maybe to her. I looked in her fridge. There was only chocolate. Um, I don't know if that's mini, but I can't see that clear. Many different types. Yeah, that's mini. I need to write that better. Okay, so there was only chocolate, many different types. I felt if I ate one, I would not be safe. But what is this? But I did, and something happened. She came to my aid. Dot, dot, dot. That's it. That's all I got. Breathing fire out of my mouth. That kind of reminds me of some scriptures, though. But I'm gonna leave that alone. What is this? Did I read this? Demon in the room downstairs. Hmm. Here we go. Should I read this one? Okay, we got. I'm gonna give y'all some choices. We got that one. We got demonic swine. We got or demon in the room downstairs. We got ancient card game gets bloody. I think well, I might have shared that. We got a prayer dream. I'm interested in that. Um, I saw the world again. I'll give this one to people since they like talking about flat Earth. So this one was dated Wednesday, 8:33 p.m., 3/2/17. I saw the world again, and here's what it's not long. It was at nighttime. I was walking down the sidewalk. There was people in the road, and someone approached as if he thought I was someone else, and maybe he thought to do me harm. So I grabbed his arm and then let him go after he realized I was not who he thought I was. Then I continued to walk down the sidewalk. About 15 feet. Then I flew up and I was going in a circle and I went over the trees and passed by the trees of my home. Then I began to turn hard and I was trying not to fly higher and go into heaven, but I started flying higher and could not control this. And I saw the USA. Then I saw the world. It was shaped like a PSP, a PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Portable, the little handheld devices. And I put a note, four corners, and I drew it, what it looked like, kind of. So this is what it looked like in a dream to me. You probably can't see this too good, but it's like a PSP. If you ever see, I can actually get one of those pulled up on the screen. But a lot of people know what that is. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the screen. Let me get rid of that one. Share. I'm getting hungry. I've been getting hungry though. Saint nothing new. So this is the shape that I saw it in. So yeah. Now, I guess I'll just talk about how you interpret dreams. So what I did, I remember I had this dream a long, long time ago, and it troubled me so bad because it was about the world ending, and it bothered me for a long time. I didn't know what it meant. I couldn't just forget about it. So I had like I might have wrote it down, but I definitely was just trying to figure out what it mean. And it wasn't like an easy thing to do, but I just kept analyzing it and trying to interpret the dream. So I was trying to figure out, well, what did these cats mean? What did these dogs mean? What did this part mean? I was trying to figure out what it all meant. And as time went on, I don't know if it was years or months, weeks, but I know it was a long time. And I had almost figured out everything about the dream, but it took me to just keep trying to figure it out and trying and trying. And then I remember one day I was talking to my grandma, and I remember asking her, well, telling her, I said something like this: I had this dream, but I can't figure out the whole dream. And I said I almost got the whole thing figured out, but I can't figure out this last part. And so I told her the dream. I guess I should tell y'all the dream. So here's the dream. This dream I remember by heart, so or at least good enough to explain without reading it from these papers that I wrote in previous dreams on. I don't know how old this dream was, but I know this was one of my oldest dreams that I wrote down, or at least that stands out. It was right around the time that I was about to start getting serious with my walk with the Most High, but it was before that. So it was older than 5 or 6 years ago. And I had a dream that it was I was walking in my old neighborhood. I was on the sidewalk, and I remember walking, and I saw all of a sudden it was either two cats or two dogs, but I think it was two dogs first. And they all dogs I saw were big grown dogs, and they were not on any chains. They were loose. They might have had collars, but they were all loose. And when I walked by the first two dogs, one of them was laying down, or either they were both laying down. And when they saw me, they got up, and they might have started to be a little aggressive, but not too much. But I know they were starting to get up, and I think they started following me. And then imagine it like this. Say I'm on the left side of the sidewalk. Let me get this image out the way. So let's say I'm on this side of the sidewalk, and it's a sidewalk here too, and they connect. Now I remember being on this side first, and then all of a sudden they switched me over to the other side of the sidewalk, and I'm walking towards where the dogs are. And on this side of the sidewalk, I see cats. They're two cats. I think I see the first time. They don't really look like they're afraid of me. They're not bothered by me at all. And they started walking behind me. Then I go back to the other side of the sidewalk, and I'm going towards the cats. And I see more dogs. I see altogether 5 dogs total. So I see 3 more dogs, and they're more vicious, barking at me, showing their teeth, and they're making me a lot more afraid than the cats, or they're just more aggressive. Then I'm back on the other side of the sidewalk where I'm walking towards the dogs, and the cats are following me, the 2 cats. And then I see more cats. Some of them are waking up. I remember one of them was a little kitten. He was waking up. It was like maybe 4 adult cats and 1 kitten, or 3 adult cats and 2 kittens, or 2 little ones. They didn't care about me. They didn't even look at me, as a matter of fact. But they started walking behind me. And so in total, it was 5 cats, 5 dogs, or if you want to say a kitten, or I don't know if it was 2 kittens or one, but it was definitely 1 kitten and 4 adult cats. But I'm gonna just say 5 cats. But it was like they was both behind me walking towards each other. I was in the middle, and as I'm getting closer to the dogs and the cats behind me, and I'm like, I just keep looking back, like back and forth, and I'm looking at both of them, and I'm like, man, they getting closer. They just keep coming. They ain't closing me, right? They closing me in. So when they got like real close, I just ran out in the middle of the road where the yellow lines was, or the lines in the middle of the road. I just jumped in the middle of the road, and then like I dived in the middle of the road, and then when I dived in the middle of the road, I turned back around to see what was going to happen. And right before they was going to collide, the dream ends, and I wake up, and I was like, "What does that mean?" I was trying to figure this dream out for a long time, and so time went on. I figured out most of the dream, and then I asked my grandma, and she helped me with the final piece of the dream. So I had um, the 100% interpretation at that point, and this is the interpretation. But I gotta say something about that. Um, at that point in my life, though, I was undecided. I was neither hot nor cold, as the scriptures say in Revelation. I think I was lukewarm. I was in the middle. I wasn't on the Most High side. I wasn't on the devil's side. I wasn't on the good or bad side. I was undecided. I was in the middle. So let's go back to the dream and the interpretation now. So when you saw me, well, the dream depicted me on a sidewalk, on a path, going somewhere, and I'll be getting barked at by dogs, aggressive dogs. They were treating me very, very mean. The cats didn't look at me. They didn't care about me. They didn't do any of that to me. They wasn't aggressive towards me. They didn't even care. They didn't acknowledge that I was even there, but they was walking to those dogs, those aggressive dogs. The dogs looked at me. The dogs were, they were more aggressive towards me and everything. So I'm in the middle, looking at both of them, and I'm like, I gotta get out of the way. So I got out of the way. So the cats were more kind, gentle, more focused on the dogs, and the cats reminded me of angels, the good ones, and the dogs remind me of demons. And they was finna collide, and I was in the middle, so I jumped out the way. Now, me being in the middle, not on the good or bad side, it just reminded me of like where I was at. Like at that point in my life, I was undecided, as I said, didn't choose a side, and it was like the war is gonna go on whether you decide or not. And it was like almost at the end, it was about to be the war, and they was gonna fight the angels and the demons, and I was just in the way. I was undecided, and it could have represented how much time I had left. Like you don't got all day, you better make a choice, or you can be looked at a lot of ways. But um, yeah, so that was the first dream that I was able to interpret, and after that, I just was able to interpret dreams, but not the real difficult dreams like Joseph and Daniel. Those I think the Most High will give you the interpretation. Um, he might give you every interpretation, but he might give me my interpretations. But I think my interpretations are basic and they're not too difficult. Like Daniel and Joseph's dreams, they had some difficult stuff to interpret. I don't think I could figure out that stuff. Some dreams I hear I can't figure out the interpretation. Some I can. Some I can only help out with the interpretation. Not all dreams you get the interpretation the first time the first day you have it anyway, you got to wait a week or some time after to get the interpretation. Because sometimes a follow-up dream, once some extra information is going to be revealed in your life or whatever, and then you can interpret the dream. So I'm gonna just keep reading these. I'm gonna just read some more. That one's pretty short, so I don't want to read that one. Plus, it looks sexual. Unity of demons versus me. Oh goodness. Should I read this one? Yeshai sent Todd away. Yeshai is another way of saying the Son of God. I think this is a continuation. Allowed in, cast out by Yeshai. So like demons being cast out, maybe. The day of the Hayah dream. The day of the Most High dream. Okay, I'll read that. Okay, so this dream happened Monday, 1/23/17. I was walking outside in day, and I looked in the heavens, and all the clouds was gray except one. It was black and above a gray cloud. Now keep that in mind. It was black and above a gray cloud. And then it says, so I could see it all, but it got worse. The dark cloud began to move around more, making itself seen. I showed nearby people walking, and they saw it too. Then more clouds became dark, almost half of them, instantly. I kept walking. Then the spirit was sent down in a golden light. Wow. Then the color of the spirit was white and blue and maybe a bit silver. That reminds me of something. As it descended, I prayed to Ahayah. That's the name I used at the time, but that's another way of saying the Most High. Well, that's one meaning. I put it that way. Whatever you call the Most High, I'm just saying. Okay, so I prayed. I prayed to the Most High to save me. Right after I was taken up, almost in the same manner, the Spirit came down. So after I prayed for the Most High to save me, I was taken up in the same way that the Spirit came down in the golden light, like I started floating up. And that reminds me of a scripture that talks about whoever shall call on the Most High shall be saved. Something like that. Maybe I can find it. Let me look for it real quick. I haven't gotten too many scriptures in here. There it is. That's probably a few cross-referencing. Okay, we got Romans 10:13, Acts 2:21. So let's see what this one says. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Joel 2:32. And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. For on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem there will be deliverance, as the Lord has promised, among the remnant called by the Lord. Acts 2:21. And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. So those are a few, and that's what that scripture, part of the dream reminded me of. So I talked about being going up in the same way the Spirit went down. Then it says, I could not look up as I was flying up, but I went so high up in space/heaven, I thought I would die or have a heart attack, but I did not. I tried to look up, but I started waking up, I think. I can't tell you what I saw. I think I remember getting bright too. But then I put this note. It says, shortly after this, I repented and regretted not confessing my sins. Then back to the dream. I was very sorrowful. Here's my notes. The spirit was really tall. Um, Back to the dream, descending, interpretation. So here's the interpretations. So that spirit that I saw earlier was really tall. That was coming down from heaven, maybe like 10 feet. That's a guess, but I know that thing was tall. Um, so my interpretations are: one, dark cloud, Exodus 14:19 through 20. The angel of the Most High was in a cloud, and was as a cloud, and darkness to them. Ezekiel 30, verse 3. The day of the Most High is a cloudy day. Now, these might not be the whole verses, it might be just a summary of these verses, because this is what I wrote down. You can actually look at the verses yourself. But Matthew 24:30. The Son of God will come in the clouds with power and great glory. Um, 2. This is the second interpretation, or just more to it, something like that. Tall spirit. Oh, this is the other part. Tall spirit, golden ray, descends down, blue, white, and possibly silver. Second Esdras 2:42 to 47. The Son of God's taller than all the 144,000? Question mark. Daniel 10:6. Matthew 24:7. Matthew 28:3. Luke 10:18. 17:24 also. 3. Half the clouds turned dark. I didn't have any scriptures for it. 4. Pray to be saved by Ahaya. I already listed all the verses that they gave me on Bible Hub, but I think I have an additional one. Acts 10:21. Yeah, they didn't give me Acts 10:21. But we have 5. I entered heaven and did not die or have a heart attack. I was allowed. That's my explanation for that. I was allowed, so I didn't have a heart attack or die. Let's see what else I got. Unity of demons versus me. The Most High's power. The Most High gonna kill me. That's funny. New song. New song. What is this? No date. What? Let me see what this is. I dreamed I was lying down and I woke up in darkness. I was not happy, so I chanted using the word happy over and over. Then I fell asleep again and I woke up. Then I heard someone cutting grass real early. I looked out the window, but I did not see them. Then I recall my music playing, but not very loud. Then, wait a minute. I don't know if this is a dream, but let's keep going. Then I leave my room and I'm thinking of a woman to visit her and date her, but I did not. I don't knock on her door. I go to the living room. Okay, this is definitely a dream, I think, where I see KJ sleeping. That's my nephew. It's morning time. I turn off the big screen TV so it won't hurt my head. Man, it sounds like reality though. Then I hear my music louder coming from my sis room. Coming from my sis stereo, which was louder than mine. And it was playing the same songs. I thought I must have gave her a CD. Um, I turn the music down some and go in the kitchen and I hear another song. And I hear on a song with me who was saying the Israelites a few times. I wish I would have dated this. Okay, this is a dream. It made me feel good. Then before he was, I think that says then before it was where the hole punch at, so I don't know. But then before he was saying that he was rapping, he said something about spaceship coming to get him. Oh man, I don't know. That's I forgot all about that dream. I thought, hmm, recent dream. I was at a police station in a room. I think, I think wanted to detain me. I think he wanted to detain me. In the room was lots of money. I looked into a brown bag. I saw stacks of money. I took some. Well, no, I said I took five, 5 stacks, by the way, and snuck out and ended up leaving. Um, and ended up leaving one stack. Let's see. Then it says one stack out of five, leaving me with four. Then, as I got outside the building, they knew I was gone. They began searching for me. It was a matter of time before they saw me. So I ran, and I saw a cop car on my left and right, and a lot in a parking lot further away. So I used the Most High's power. I looked at the cop car on my left and raised my arm, and the car lifted up. I looked at the cop car on my right and raised my right hand. The cop car lifted up. I also looked beyond to the parking lot and raised three more cop cars. One was a armored green tank looking vehicle. I lifted it also. I was surprised a bit. So 5 cars total. Um, then I brought my arms together and the cars collided and exploded. Okay, well, that's that one. That was kind of funny. We try to get in the middle of these because I got so many dreams. Collapsed 3 times. What the freak is that? Hold on. Hold on. I gotta see this. Most force I ever used. I want to read that too. I'm a nerd now. All these dreams, really? I got so many dreams. I mean, let's see. I think I read those. Let me see what this is. I got to read this. Okay, it says yesterday's dream. This was dated Tuesday at 2 something p.m. 1/10/16. I was walking on the sidewalk to Slater's neighbor's house. That's my cousin who died a long time ago, like 2009. So, to his neighbor's house with a spoon of something they needed, I think. As I was passing by Slater's house, I saw him and his grandma. She was dead too in real life, but anyway, and his grandma in the kitchen with the light on. I thought to tell him I'll be there after I'm done with his neighbors. So I gave his neighbors the spoon and they needed something else. So I was willing to give them $5. So we went to the bus stop and she gave my change from the 20, and right after she missed her bus. Then wait, I didn't write this part right. Then I saw, I guess, somehow it says Jeremy, an old childhood friend. I guess then I saw Jeremy, an old childhood friend. We was walking away from the bus stop and it was different and a story higher than usual. We saw a bus crash into a wall as looked back from the edge, and as the bus was below us, we stepped off the edge onto the bus. We made it on top of the bus, then stepped off onto the ground. I thought I'd stumble, but I didn't. So on our way to my home, we started running. And at first, he was in first place. And then I sped up. Then I was first. And then we ran into a female running as we're going to turn and cut through a man's yard. I lapped her. um, wait, did I say lap? I lapped her left leg. What? I lapped her left leg. This can't be right. Tapped. Okay, that's a T. The way I wrote that, I tapped her left leg with my hand and kept running past her. Then she sped up and passed me. I recall running full speed. Then I woke up. I forgot. Let's see. I forgot we received. I'm sorry. I forgot. We. I'm trying to make sure I'm not skipping a line. Yeah. I forgot when I received my money at the bus stop, and after we walked by the edge, I collapsed on the pavement of cement and bricks. I had energy. I could not move. And I was on a hill, so I slid down the pavement, and there was bricks in front of me. So I thought I would slide into them, but I didn't. Let's see what does this say. I found energy to use my right arm and lift myself over the bricks. I collapsed 3 times total, and I prayed for help. Then I got up, and that's when we began running. I said, Father, help me. And I think I said, give me strength. Okay. Well, those were funny, some of them, but I guess I'll do this again. Oh no, man, these dreams are weird. Supernatural. Weird, some of them, tell you. All right, well, I think I should quit. So I'm gonna get out of here. Oh yeah, if I didn't say, I don't think I'm gonna be doing videos every Tuesday and Saturday anymore. So I'm gonna discontinue that. Or I'm gonna say that it's gonna just be random from now on because I don't know. Like things just keep changing, with this vacationing, and then I want to. Well, I'm thinking about going into isolation. And I'm thinking, well, if I go into isolation, how am I going to do that still being on YouTube? So if I go into isolation, I don't want to be on YouTube still. So I'm going to cancel what I said, and you'll see me when you see me, like before. But if things change, most high willing, then I'll try to let y'all know. But for now, I'm not committed to any days of doing videos, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the future. I'm just doing stuff, and this was done because I said I'll do a video on Saturday, so that's why I'm doing this. But now I don't have to do any videos anymore until I want to. So we'll see what happens. All right, peace be to the saints. I'm still vacationing. I'm trying to find things to do. All right.